Hello, everyone. Oh, we are here back again with our podcast episode. I'm beyond thrilled to introduce today's guest, an incredibly inspiring individual whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. But before we dive into our conversation today, I want to take a moment to reintroduce our podcast to both our new and loyal listeners. Our podcast is dedicated to bringing you stories of resilience, passion, and transformation from inspiring individuals across the globe. Whether you're seeking motivation, guidance, or just a reminder that you're not alone on your journey, you will find it here. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast. By subscribing, you will never miss an episode and will be always up to date with the empowering content we bring to you each week, actually, fortnightly. Your support means the world to me and help me continue share these incredible stories. Now, coming back to my absolutely awesome guest. As I said, he is absolutely inspiring individual whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. At the tender age of 17, yes, you heard that right. At the age of 17, he started his remarkable coaching journey, becoming a beacon of hope and transformation for many. Every time I meet him, he reminds me that I'm special, that I matter, I'm important, and so much more. He brings so much love and energy. He was the very first person to ask me how I'm going to celebrate my life coaching course enrollment. He was serious. He did not leave me unless I told him how I celebrated. He means what he says. And it makes me feel so beautiful when I'm with him. He's truly a legend. He deeply touched my heart with all his gestures. He is a source of immense inspiration. And his goal is so simple yet so profound to love and spread love. Through his coaching, he encourages us to reconnect with our internal world and live our dreams. His vision is to create a world free of cancer. His mission to make others fall back in love with themselves. How beautiful. Not only with themselves, with others and the universe. He passionately believes in doing the work to fall back in love with ourselves, and his message deeply resonates with all who have a privilege to work with him. Today, we have the honor of diving into his journey, his insights, and his powerful message of love and self discovery. With I am beyond excited. What are the conversations are going to look like today? And I do not want to delay it. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming our phenomenal guest, Harry McGowan. Let's put our hand together. Woohoo!
Oh, oh, right. I've got to say that that beautiful entry was so heartwarming, and I deeply appreciate you. And I remember that wonderful phone call. It was such a special moment for both of us. And I remember standing in the office there, and I felt chills across my body as you shared with me a true celebration for the first time ever. And I wanted to be that step in the journey. And I'm so excited to be here today on your beautiful podcast as well. I've seen your clips coming up and seeing the questions you bring and the value you're spreading. It's honorable to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Harry. You have no idea how much I have evolved and how much I have grown looking at you. You are such an inspiration. Each word I've said, I mean it, and it is from my heart to your heart. And I am so grateful to you. What you do for us, for many of us, it's truly incredible. And I'm sure our listeners would be very excited and they will replay. What did Harry tell us? What did Harry do? And I am beyond, I think they will just go on and look for you and search for you. And you know what, I
Right.
just want to tell our listeners, your website, when I looked your website, it was so warm, so loving. It just that it's in the flow, like the website is talking to me. It is so
Oh,
natural. So I love that. So I learned so much from that as well. So good
oh, right.
doing
I'm
that.
so honored. Yeah, and I deeply appreciate that as well. And I feel you. I deeply feel you in my heart. And I'm so grateful that we get to share like a connection like this. I know we've only met a handful of times, but the connection we have is so deep and so enriched. And I love that we get to have that, especially as coaches, like as we begin doing the work and say goodbye to the surface level. It's so phenomenal the beautiful friendships and relationships that we get to form. And I love hanging out with you. It's so fun.
Yes, me too, Harry. Me too. And I love the fact that we are having a conversation today, and it is truly going to be inspiring because you are a daily life hero. You are a
No,
hero to so many of us, to yourself as well, because that hero comes out, shows up, and says, "Love is enough." Love is
thank you
enough for all of us. So thank you for doing what you do. And without further delay, I love to ask you a few questions so that,
very much.
yeah, I'm so excited to learn so much from you in this episode. So, and there is a huge possibility, Harry, if there is something that comes up and you do not want to share in this forum, and that's absolutely okay. And I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, Ashna. Thank you so much. And no, to everyone listening, that probably won't happen. I am an open book and tend to be an oversharer. So let's go.
Awesome. All righty. So I want to begin by asking because I know there's a big story behind who you are today. I want to know what inspired you to start this journey. What happened? What tell us about yourself and tell us your story.
Thank you, Rachna. I would say what what got me into the space of personal development and wanting to help others was two things. First, at the early age of 14, remember playing football and I hurt my knee, and that knee injury never recovered. It just kind of went downhill. And after a few months, I was going to my basketball grand final and I couldn't play. And I was like devastated that I couldn't play for the team. And we ended up losing. And I felt like a big responsibility. And so I said to myself, I need to go see what's going on. I need to go see what's going on with my knee. And in a few days later, after a few scans, I was going to Melbourne Royal Children's Hospital, and my doctor had a look at some of my scans, and he said to me, "I am 99% sure you have cancer in your knee."
Wow.
And so that was at 14 years old, and that was such a harsh reality, and that kind of like heroic edge that you were speaking about earlier. I think it was born in that doctor's office because I remember looking at him and my parents were crying, and I just said to him, "Whatever I've got to do, I'll do it to survive." And I'll cut off my leg. I'll do whatever I need to get there. And he said to me, "Thankfully, that won't need to happen. We're going to do some chemo, have a knee replacement, and I trust you'll be okay." And that was really like warm to know that I was going to be okay because from all the things that I've heard about cancer, it basically equals death. And so after 9 months of doing chemotherapy and having surgery to have my knee removed, um, I was thankfully okay. I was cancer free. I made it to the other side. I remember my dad always saying, "There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to get there together." So thankfully, I had great support from my parents. Um, and I remember leaving the hospital. My dad and I used to talk about it all the time when the day we were going to walk out of here, never come back. I remember thinking to myself and feeling deeply, I've got to help the world in some way. I've got to help people that are overcoming this or simply not enjoying life because through going through experience like that, which I trust you and the people listening can understand, that like propelled me into caring about living so much more. And it was huge. It was really, really huge. So at 14, like the notion that I've got to go out there and I've got to help people was like glued into my heart. And from leaving the hospital and getting out of there, I I got like swamped by a deep experience of depression, anxiety, and not feeling okay at all. From 14, no, 15 to 17, I went on the journey of having, like, realizing that I've got to help myself. But that it wasn't an easy journey. From 15, 16, I was going out drinking, going out just avoiding myself, taking pain medication way too much. And I lost myself, really. I lost that whisper in my head that said, I've got to change the world. And I remember a specific night, my mum, thankfully, got into life coaching when I was like 15 or 16. She was on the journey at the International Coaching Institute, or back then it was called the Coaching Institute. And I remember it was 2 a.m. in the morning and I was crying myself to sleep. I was so upset. And this was a regular occurrence back then. And I remember her coming down. She like held my hand and she reminded me of that moment of walking out of the hospital. She reminded me, hey, remember, remember why you're here. Remember what you've got to do, what you've got to give. I remember that like pierced my heart so deeply. And the next day I was on a phone call with my first ever life coach, Tom Cartwright, and he helped change my perspective hugely. He flipped everything that was going on for me. How I saw my cancer experience. I was going through a breakup back then, and it was a 17-year-old relationship that's still very, very deep. It felt very real and important back then, and there was a lot going on. And in 2 weeks, I had found somebody else that I was interested in. I had a new job, which I wanted to do since I was 14, and my whole life changed. I was like, gee, this is the power of coaching. This is the power of what people can do. And I was like, that's it. That's my ticket. That's my ticket to fulfill my dream of helping people. And I think it was a few weeks later, I joined the school and I was on the journey to become a life coach at 17 years old. And then since then, it's been a roller coaster of a ride becoming a life coach. But that's what I would say is the birth of my coaching career and my way of how I can help the world be a better place.
Wow. The moment you started, Harry, and up till now, I had goosebumps all over my body.
I
Oh,
felt them on my legs too. Thank you. Thank you so
I'm
much. I
like,
appreciate that.
wow, what a transformation, Harry. I knew about your story, but I did not know the whole story, what you mentioned today. And thank you so much for becoming who you are. And I know it, I believe in it, that you're going to achieve your goals and dreams that you have, making sure that other people do the same. And I'm so grateful for whatever you're doing, Harry, because it is beyond. It is beyond. And I see so many things that you keep doing it. It's not that you just say it, you do it, you reach out to people, you check on them. So I hear you, I see you, Harry, and
Thank you, Raj.
thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Is it okay if I can ask you another question?
much. Yeah, as many as you like and love.
Awesome. Um, you have a beautiful vision and for creating a world free of cancer. Can you share more about how you're working towards your vision? Did I come across? Was it okay?
Yeah, it glitched a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I got your question. So a little bit more about my vision of a world free of cancer.
Yes. And how did you
Amazing.
arrive at
I
that?
trust I'm coming through okay.
Yes, a
It's a little
little bit glitch, but yes, you are.
okay. All right. I'll just make sure I've got the good internet on. One moment.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That could think we'll be a bit better now. I'm on the better internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, my vision of a world rid of cancer, it was first rid of cancer, and then I wanted to do a positive frame of free of cancer. And um, that for me has come through many different vehicles. Um, and like from wanting to help cancer survivors directly to wanting to help raise money for cancer. And I think I've found now the best of both worlds. Recently, in a webinar that I run, which was for something completely different, I learned that I know what I want to do, and I remember it was about raising personal significance, and I wasn't really vibing with it. I was like, why am I not vibing with it? This was like 2 weeks ago. This is what I love about the journey. It's forever changing, and I said to myself, it's because I'm out of touch. I'm out of touch with my vision. And I trust the business owners listening to this. When we're out of touch with our vision, we're kind of like Jack Sparrow's compass, or just not going in the direction of where we set out to go. And so I really had to have a hard conversation with myself till like 3 a.m. in the morning. And I wrote all these designs up, I wrote all these different ideas, and I figured it out. And so, upcoming soon, I'm gonna run my challenge that I'm calling it, called Fast for Cancer. So the idea is to help people uh, reduce their risk of cancer by fasting from sugar, fasting from drugs, alcohol, smoking, anything that raises the risk. And for 30 days, totally just give it up, say no more. And then what I'm going to do, a partial of the profits, about 30%, I'm going to donate straight to cancer charities. So it's taking care of my vision, my heart, the best way I can. It's helping reduce cancer in the world and also contribute to the people that are leading in the space of creating this world free of cancer. Because I remember being in that hospital around all those children that were suffering, and it's like innate in me, like it needs to stop. This
Mm.
suffering to stop. I remember being with a young girl who was struggling, and I would say in a weird way, she was my first client. It was really weird.
Mm.
And I remember we're in a double room, and back then I hated double rooms. I hated having another person, and I just wanted to be by myself. I was an angsty teenager, and I was just like, oh, I gotta be with someone else. And I was sitting in there. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and both of our parents were asleep, and I could hear her crying. I could hear her awake.
Mm.
And um, the day during the day that day, I remember hearing her telling her mum that she doesn't want to do this anymore. She doesn't want to be here. Of course, right? I remember that night at 2 a.m. I started talking to her, and I just wanted to encourage her that she could do this. I wanted to instill within her that she's so strong simply for being in this room, simply for facing what she's facing, and that to push on. You've got so many people around you that are here to support you, and we're gonna get there. I was encouraging her like my dad would, with that light at the end of the tunnel. She's gonna make it. She's
Mm.
gonna get there. And I I never I want to make it so this doesn't need to happen. That cancer is an easy fix, like going down to the shops for a cold and flu tablet. And I'm not even sure of the way right now, but I damn know the reason why it matters.
Wow.
And so whatever it takes,
Mm.
whatever I've got to do to help the world get there, even if it's 1% closer, I will get it done. So that's my vision.
Of course you will, Harry, and I can so see it. You will, because that's what you're speaking from the heart. It's not something you want to do it for profit, because you want to do it for the people, and you know the
Yeah.
suffering. It is coming from the place of love. It is coming from the place of kindness. It is coming from the place of strength. That if I can do it, you can do it. And as I deeply respect you for that, Harry. And your vision is very powerful, and I'm sure you will absolutely smashingly achieve it. And
Thank
I'm
you.
here and I will witness it. You know it. So thank you for
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for that validation. And it's really an honor to be here and share this with you because um, even if it's for whoever's listening to this right now, even if you just decide to make one greater decision for your health and maybe spend $5 a month just helping a cancer charity, I know how much benefit you'll feel day by day knowing what you're contributing to your own well-being and the well-being of others. It's a very, very powerful experience.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And I'm sure our listeners would understand the gravity of your vision and would love to contribute and would love to share the journey what they are going through with you and jump into it. Yes, we are with you.
Oh yeah, thank you, lovely legend.
And I was, this excites me. The next question really excites me because this is something I vibrate. This is something I want to do it. And I love when
Mm,
you say that. I know love you is something that you go and
mm,
you know what? You're not stopping here. You just
mm.
demonstrate it every day of your life whenever you come live, whether it is Facebook live, whether in our coaching sessions or training sessions, you vibrate, love you. Now, I have a question. So, your goal to make others fall back in love with themselves and the universe and others. What steps or practices do you recommend for someone starting their journey to self love? Because, I see so many people around me and they will just sit like this. Sorry, what? I don't know how to do that. What
Mm.
are few steps you can share with our listeners? That's your first start.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that question. So I would first say the reason why love you is such an important message for me is I remember watching a movie Heal, and it's all about different ways of um, surviving really catastrophic and awful diseases. And they said one of the most powerful ways to heal ourselves is through the art of love. And so, to contribute to that mission of mine, I need and must help the world fall back in love with themselves. And so, that's what I would say the reason why is. I love the heart, so good. And so that's the why. It's to contribute to the vision, and I would say some strategies. The acronym of you is also like a step-by-step system. It must first start with yourself. What you give to yourself, you're able to give to others. And so if you don't have that level of self-love within you to access, we're not going to be able to give that to others and provide that for others. So we've got to start with ourselves. And I remember my mentor Joe Pane saying, "It's a small step. It's a small step in the right direction." And I remember him saying, for one of my clients, it was just putting on my running shoes, just putting on my running shoes. And then the next day it was walking around the couch. And the next day it was walking to the door. The next day it was walking out to the door to go collect the mail. And then just building from there. And I think that's a really great metaphor that it's just one step at a time to love yourself, whether it's maybe being a bit more present to yourself when you're having a shower and actually like enjoying washing yourself and being like, yay, I'm taking care of me, or having a bath and just putting those candles on just to put that little bit of extra layer to say, I give up. Can I swear, Rachel? Is that okay?
So you, be you.
Yes, thank you. I give a fuck about me. And that's what matters. It's turning up that care factor for ourselves. And then for others, one of my favorite frames ever that I learned from Teal Swan is seek to understand one another. And that is one of the most powerful things I've learned unconsciously through coaching, and then consciously when I heard Teal say it. And when we kind of step into the shoes of other people and see the world from the way they're seeing it, or at least try to, at least attempt to, where we're connecting with them as an individual. I know there's been so many moments when I've been in a relationship or a friendship where I've just been seeing it my own way. And it's caused a ripple, it's caused a disconnect because I was more focusing on me. And there's a time for that, there's a place for that. I think when we can have a synchronicity of seeing the world from others and seeing it from our own perspective, we're getting the biggest picture overall. And so that's one way I truly see we can love one another in a greater way by seeking to understand one another. And then lastly, for the universe, my tip here, I really dug into this the other day with one of my clients. If you're listening, you are my favorite, but don't tell anyone. But we were having an awesome session the other day, and we're thinking about how can we experience a deeper love with the universe? How can we connect with it and really rock out? And we've been working together for over a year and a half now, so we're always having cool conversations. It's awesome. And she we came up with the idea of just noticing things about the world around her and the world around us when we're going for a walk or when we're driving in the car. Maybe also focused on the road when driving. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
But just turning up the awareness of the world around us, because so many of us are in that lack mindset, right? And we're just noticing what's not there, thinking about how our life isn't perfect right now,
Mm.
thinking about how our goals or our dreams aren't exactly here or ticked off yet. And this little strategy of noticing the abundance in the world, noticing the trees as they move, and noticing every little leaf, or as the water flows, the ripples that happen. There's little things that you can notice about the universe and appreciate.
Mm.
That is going to transform your world. That's going to transform how you see the universe.
Wow.
So that those are strategies for each level there, I would say, that are a really good starting point.
Wow, what a profound yet so simple, and it resonates with you at a very gentle level. It's not, it's easy, sometimes we just forget. Sometimes we just forget that just be present. Everybody does, and take showers, and just being present under the shower, that I like the sound of the water, I love the
Yeah.
smell of the soap that I'm using. So beautiful, I love that. I'm learning so much right now, Harry, and I'm sure our listeners would thank you for that, for these beautiful yet very profound yet very gentle steps that, and these are so realistic. It's not that
Yeah,
we're making it up. These are real things. These are things which are present, which are there. If
I
we
love it.
become present, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I feel you. It reminds me of the quote I heard Jim Rowan say. It's about a handful of things that make all the difference. I
I
love that quote. It's so
love
true.
that.
So true.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. That takes me to the next question, and I was wondering if you could tell us that this is your passion, this comes directly from your heart, and this is what you want to contribute and of course teach people. What are different life skills you have learned over the period of time? I know you're very young, you're still very young. You're little, very little, but from the 17 and now today, I remember you telling it's been 7 years in your journey of coaching. What are the few life skills you have created for yourself, so you have learned over the period of time with coaching or on your own, that you learn, what, I can do this, and these are the life skills that everybody can also learn or develop.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So one life skill that I always come back to, and I would probably say I learned in um, in the hospital. I learned becoming a coach. I learned every damn day is show up for your reason why. Your reason why will constantly push you and propel you forward no matter what, whether it's your family, whether it's your mission, whether it's your partner, whether it's um, seeing the world be a better place, whatever your why is, it will constantly show up for you when you show up for it. And that second part's a real big key because I remember, I remember when I started off coaching, I would be sitting in my bed and I always told myself I've got to get in the office at 9. And I'd be scrolling there on YouTube from like 8 till 9 o'clock, and I'd be like, all right, it's almost 9 o'clock. And on my early days, I used to say, I'll just wait till 10. I'll just wait till 11, because I just kept focusing on this YouTube. And that wasn't my reason why. I remember having a conversation with my coach Tom, and he was like, "Are you connecting with your why the second you wake up?" I was like, "No, no, I'm not." And so after that conversation, I tweaked my morning. I connect with the world rid of cancer. I connect with that girl's voice in the hospital. I connect with seeing all the different people that I know and trust I'm going to contribute to along my journey. And by 9 o'clock, I'd spring out of bed. I'd jump out of bed. I'd run into the office. I'd go on Facebook. I'd make a Facebook post. I'd do a Facebook Live. And back then, I'd have panic attacks in my Facebook Lives. I'd be like this. Go back. You can see me be like, "Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. It's going to be so fun." I was freaking out. But my why got me to do the how. That epic quote by Nietzsche, Jim Rohn, by so many different people. The big enough why will take care of the how, and that's one tweak to take on, and I guess in that as well, like give a damn, give a fuck, care so much, because something that I had to experience so much pain to realize is life truly matters, and leaning into life and living a life that's fulfilling and helping others do the same is a very, very powerful and important thing. It's like a prerequisite to enjoying life, I reckon. You got to lean in, you got to care. And it took for me rounds and rounds of chemo, losing my knee and losing my ability to play football, play basketball. Thankfully, not lose skateboarding and snowboarding, which is one of my favorite things. They said I would, but no, not me. I'm an outlier there. But yeah, the lesson of care, show up, lean in, do what's required to get there is so, so important. And I think not enough of us do it. And a lot of people say, maybe I'm not the person to do that. Maybe I can't do that. It's all a choice. It's a choice at the start of the day. Am I going to show up today? And if that's where you've got to start, and if it's just getting on the ground and doing 5 push-ups, I remember that was one of my starting points for my physical health. Just getting on the ground, doing 5 push-ups, doing 30 sit-ups. Do something different. Do something that's good. Do something that's resourceful. Because when we get on that train, it's like a snowball effect. Just all the different areas of our life get to expand. The more we lean in, the more we show up for it. And so that's a second part of that. The reason why it's actually doing the how, getting into it, and watching it spread. So that's two cool things.
Super cool things. And I love it, the passion that you carry when you said it, that what is your why? And when you know why, how appears, and you don't have to worry about that because that's something which is coming from your core and not from your head. And you're connected with your heart so much that you're doing it and you're on the go, baby. Oh, I love it. I absolutely, that is one of the beautiful life skills I think I'm still trying to polish myself there, to be able to get up and just reconnect. Why am I doing this? What is it that I want to pursue? And that's keep me going. I love I love that. Thank you for that reminder.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're listening as well and you've got a why, and maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a business owner, and you're disconnected from it, write it right in front of you or on top of your wall as soon as you wake up. Or something I used to do is I put my 10 biggest goals and dreams on a piece of paper and I put it under my pillow. And when I'd wake up, I'd unfold it and I'd look at it. And after a year and a half, it was all destroyed and wrinkly, but it was awesome because it was like, look how long this has been with me.
Yeah.
So, so make it visible, make it so visible for yourself.
I'm going to do that, Harry, tonight.
Yes, I
I'm
love
going
it.
to do that.
I know
What are
you're
my
gonna do
goals? And you know what? I see the magic now. I remember, I was going through a very bad phase of my life, and this was one of the podcasts I was saying. You know, uh,
it.
this little note script, I kept it for me that I want to heal myself and I want to make sure that I'm on the other side and I see the light. And I joined
Mm.
IC and I met
Oh, baby.
you. And I said, ooh, there are people who are really interested in you. There are people who really think that I matter. And it changed.
Mm.
And I get it. It has a power. When you write it, you feel it, you touch it, you hear it because you're listening, you're saying it to yourself. It has some other level of magic. Did you know, Harry? This I keep sharing with my people as well that Tony Robbins mentioned this in one of his amazing webinars that he runs, that when you're conceived in mother's womb, the first thing to develop is your heart. And then
Yeah,
everything else develops. And the second thing is your brain. And that's how doctors say, yes, the child is healthy. Even the universe, even in the mother's womb, the first thing is to develop is your heart. Heart gives
mm,
the signals to the brain, the feelings and everything. So if you're connected here, you're connected here. And your
yeah,
body, your fingers, when you write it down, you don't even know what you're going to do. It comes from your body. And
yeah,
you just do it. And I love it. Thank you for the reminder. I'm doing that tonight. And I love it.
yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. I love what you mentioned there about the heart. It's so the
Mhm.
heart is a phenomenal thing. I think too many people entrust themselves with their mind, and then I think when you get into stuff like coaching and personal development, you get into your heart. It's powerful, the chain reaction that gets set from there. I think I don't remember the exact amount right now, but it's like the heart has so many more neurons than the brain does. And so its impact on our beingness, or you could even say it is the center of our beingness, is it's so true and it's so powerful. And so it's those people that are like, oh, close off your heart or move away from your heart. Just don't trust your heart. All those things. I've certainly heard them from many different people. Doesn't matter what age group. Um, it's not the way to go. The heart, yeah, you might end up in some pain. You might put yourself out there and feel a bit hurt. And think about the growth there. Think
Mm,
about the strength you gain, and it's all from putting yourself out there in the first place and having a go. I think the heart helps us lean into that.
mm,
And doesn't mean, all right, I'm closing this down now. It means maybe it's an opportunity to open it up even more.
mm.
Mm.
I can
Be
keep
on you.
on listening. I can keep on listening to you.
Thank you.
Harry, I'm wondering and I'm curious about this strategy of yours, which of course you're going to share with us. There are at times that you just don't feel motivated enough. I know you have mentioned in our previous question that you're big wise enough to drive you. But sometimes when you don't see the results, when you don't see things moving, what really motivates you? How do you motivate yourself? What is your strategy to keep yourself motivated?
I like that question. Beautiful question. So there's two prerequisites to this, which is coffee And coaching.
Oh.
We need a cup of coffee in our hands. Well, you might not be that way. That's how I like to rock and roll. And it's the first part of my day too, because it's got really great effects. Black coffee to help us on our fasting journey if we're into that. So coffee, and then secondly would be having a coach in our corner, having somebody who's our accountability buddy that's here to help us stay on track. And I know across my journey, there's been times where I haven't had a coach and had a coach. And the times where I had a coach, everything just felt more consistent. Everything felt like, okay, I'm moving. And there were days where I still wasn't showing up, or I said, I'm writing it off. I'm relaxing today. I'm taking time for me. And I believe that's part of the journey as well. And I noticed when I've had a coach in my corner, I've been more consistent. I've had that person in my corner that's been fighting for me to fight for my dreams. And so if you haven't got a coach, I definitely recommend that. Um, and having somebody support you, because this journey we can't do it on our
Mhm.
own. It's not I don't I like to say the phrase, I don't think it's right to not do it on our own. And yeah, there's going to be days where we've got to go get after it for 8 hours on our own. And that's where we take the resources of the coaching sessions we've been to, the classes we've attended. Maybe we're listening to music that's from someone else. It's helping us stay pumped, helping us stay motivated. So we're not going to be doing this on our own.
Mhm.
We need support from others. So when we're feeling like we can't lean on ourselves, we've got to have that expert in our corner that we can lean on, that can encourage us to the next level or taking the next step. So definitely having a coach in your corner is really, really important. Yeah. Is there anything else? Anything else that staying motivated besides coffee and coaching? Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say good music. I'm gonna go back to good music too. Good music. Oh my God. I'm rocking out with some crazy like remixes that go for an hour by this awesome girl named Tinzo. It's by the I think it's like the Radio Book Club. And oh my God, she's so cool. The way she does music is awesome. And I'm just listening to music. I'm like, yeah, come on, editing. Let's go. Next post, next post, next post. And I'm loving it. It's so much fun.
Love that.
So yeah, our environment massively impacts us. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You said it. Our environment makes a huge impact. And I remember one of the anchors that I've set for myself. If there is something that I want to resume and I want to be on my path, even if the music is not on, I will just say, "Yeah, yes, I'm loving it." I just start listening the music in my ears. For some reason, I listen it and I just change my perspective and I'm on the path again. So I love
Yeah,
it. Yes,
I
I
love it.
love music.
Yes,
And I
we got
love
to have a groovy attitude. When we're grooving, we're moving.
I love it. I love it. When we groove it, we do it and move it. I love it. I love it. I know you're very big on this one, Harry, and thank you for sharing. And I love this coffee, coaching, and some music. I love that. Stay motivated. Now, I'm curious, and I was hoping that you could tell us something about this. Is and you're big on this? I know it already, but I know you celebrate your wins. But how do you celebrate your learning pathways? How do you say, when I say learning pathways, that there would be sometimes that things did not go as you expect them to go, or they
Mm,
you had that obstacle or a hindrance on the pathway. How do you celebrate that? To just
mm. I like that frame. I really like the frame of celebrating that. Hmm. And I'd even take in the frame of honoring it, because like what's coming up for me is like it's the moments where maybe we lose, or maybe it doesn't go, yeah, as you said, it doesn't go the way we planned. And recently I made a very big investment that did not go as planned at all. $10,000, boom, gone. Or here, I like to say, I'm a little bit dramatic sometimes, Rachna. So I like to say it in rupiah, like 100 million rupiah down the drain. just to stack the fact that what I think is really important to celebrate that or to honor it, I like to say, is to look for the lessons in losing, because there's always learning there. And when we can take moments like that on the chin and seek what happened there, really have a look at it and say, what did I do to contribute to this? What maybe would have set it in a way for it to succeed and for it to work, so I can take that into the next moment where this is going to be relevant. When we look for the learnings in the losses, we in a way you can never lose because you've gained something from it. It's that classic personal development frame of, have you got a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset's going to see, it didn't go my way, that's a loss. That's all it's going to see. A growth mindset's going to seek to understand what happened here. What did I contribute to this? What ways could have it been different? And how am I going to implement this for the future? And so that's going to be a great way to overcome it. And I'm going to go back to music as well. It's okay to go turn on some Titanic music, get really sad, get into a ball, cry, and say, "Hey, I really wanted to be this way, and I did it." Ah! And let those emotions out, because they got to be there too. Because we're human. This journey is it's a roller coaster, and when we're going down, once again, I think it's important to honor that and provide space for that. A lot of people shy away from that stuff. I think crawling to success, going to success is sometimes crawling on the ground, going, I'm gonna make it. Just keep going. Just keep going. It's all a part of the journey.
I love that. You know what, Harry? You said something such a significant thing and profound. It has a lot of meaning which people don't pay attention to. And I want our listeners to pay attention to this. What you said is so profound that yes, you look at the are you do you have a growth mindset, or do you have a fixed mindset? Fixed mindset, yeah, that is bad, was not meant to happen, it has happened, now keep on thinking on those lines. Or a growth mindset that no, it has happened, what are my lessons, how is it that I'm not going to do it again, what are my future aspects that I can change this, and what are the ways I can change it. Not only this, you mentioned something such significant thing which people miss out. It's okay to feel sad. It's
Yeah.
okay to feel sad and cry that, yes, I lost $10,000, which is a lot of money, which is a hard earned money. It is okay to feel sad. If you feel
Yeah.
sad, feel it. Allow your emotions because you're feeling that and they're valid.
Yeah. You're
And
so right.
wow, Harry, you said it in such a flow. And I can so imagine that you're doing it and applying it on your own. That's why you just said it on the floor. I love it how you do it.
Thank you, Rach. Thank you. We gotta embody the way we're rocking. We really do. Because I remember being in a talk show once that was horrible because I was talking about responsibility, and back then I was not taking responsibility. Mate, I remember the frame I was saying is, I put my clothes in the washing basket. Even back then, I was not doing that. I was not doing that at all. But I was saying that I did. And there was just holes in it. But we gotta embody the work that we wish to inspire and we wish to show up as. We've got to take it on. So thank you for seeing me.
Thank I was about to ask the next question that how do you remind yourself it is okay to make mistakes, but you did answer that yes, that's a growth mindset, and that's where you move forward. You don't stop, you move forward. It's okay to take a pause, but you move forward. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes jump in the river too when you have made the mistake. I remember I was 20 minutes late to a class, and I could have said I can cancel this. I showed up anyway, and I just owned it. I walked through it in a in a webinar the other day. I gave 9 questions that were completely the wrong questions to send people to a breakout room. The other questions made a lot more sense. They came back from the breakout room and I owned it. I said, so who had fun? Yeah, everyone had fun. Great. Guess what? All of those questions were the wrong questions. And you'll never get to know the life-changing questions to the answer to
Oh no.
life. Life itself. Own it. Own your mistakes. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah. And you know what, Harry? Sorry. It builds so
Good.
much trust in the moment. It just builds so much authenticity that, oh, Harry, come on. And it's not that people will not, rather, people will trust you more because you were so open and accepting that, yes, I'm sorry, I didn't. People feel that if I say so, they will not trust me. But that's the absolute opposite. People actually trust you more because you're open and authentic in front of them. Oh,
Yeah, you're
love
so
it.
right. And
Love it.
like people can tell, they can smell. It's like that bullshit indicator can go off when you're trying to hide something, when you're not owning
Yeah.
how you're showing it. So yeah, when we can own it, we can say, yep,
Yeah.
stuffed up over here.
I
Yep,
did
I'm
it.
flawed. Oh, yep. Yeah, as you said, we come off so much more authentic and honest. It's important.
Totally. We are only humans and we can make mistakes. We do make mistakes. We are human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the core part.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. Now, this is personal question. And now, looking back in your journey of 7 beautiful years, and of course beyond that as well, what has been most rewarding part of your journey? The most rewarding part, and that could be your why as well, but rewarding that is only for you. You may share it, you may not share it with people, but now you have to share on this platform that, oh,
Yeah, I
Rachna,
love that.
it is rewarding.
Oh, hmm. There's there's been a few like grand moments, like helping somebody quit smoking in 45 minutes, and they also divorced their husband where they weren't happy and they changed their whole life. They're running an awesome business now in America. There's moments like seeing people who experience chronic pain have less pain in their life, and they've been kind of the controller of how they experience ease now, and they dysregulate their dis-ease. And there's been so many cool moments that have been so rewarding. But I'll take you to one that's recently happened. Um, I've recently moved to Bali, which is incredibly rewarding for myself and for I think coaching as well, because I think it's inspiring that we can do so many things on this journey as coaches. I was having a call, I think it was last weekend. I was on a Sunday, and yeah, I work every day of the week. I think it's important to show up and do the work. I appreciate that. I was having a call with a 17-year-old, and he wants to become a coach.
Wow.
And he was having so many different things come up for him. They were just like me in my first session with Tom. And to see 7 years down the track, I'm being able to be a center of influence and that spark of hope and the spark of maybe I can be greater. Maybe I can do things differently in my life. For this young man, is it's overwhelming in a really beautiful way. Um, when I got into this, I just it was a leap of faith. It was a leap of I want to help people. And I remember in my first training, I was like, if I coach people, that's going to set a ripple effect into their lives. But if I can help people become coaches, that's going to set a ripple effect to all their clients as well. And just imagine a world full of ripple effects, and um, to know that I can now cause a ripple effect of someone that was just like me at the start of my journey, just at that moment where maybe I could be a coach, maybe I can change my life. It's incredibly rewarding. So I would say knowing that I can cause an effect in people's lives wherever they are, that's the reward. Um, I remember someone saying to me when you live a life of service to others, you'll live the most fulfilling life. And every day when I wake up, well, almost every day, because I'm not perfect, I connect with um, really cool meditation. I see all the smiles of my clients' faces. I see their lives completely changing. I see all these dots around the world. I see the globe and all these lights turning on. And I think that's a representation of consciousness turning on within them, awareness sparking up, getting enlightened, and getting into life, and having that oomph that we are talking about earlier. That let's live life. Let's squeeze every bit of what life's got to give us and take it on. And so that's the biggest reward, right? Seeing the change, seeing the difference be spread. That's what I'm honored to see.
So beautiful. And I know, and I see you every day that it is. I am the example. I didn't believe. Why are you interested how I'm going to celebrate? And you checked with me again. You booked a call only to check on me. Did I celebrate? Not to discuss anything else. Just to check did I celebrate? And you checked on me. How did I celebrate? Ooh, I have to celebrate now. I didn't know that, but now I know. Thank you for being you, so beautiful inside out, Harry. We are so, so blessed that you are here with us. And there are so many people who are lucky. I do not know if I want to say use the word lucky because you're doing a lot of hard work to be there so that people see you and understand from where you're coming. So I want
Thank
to
you, Rash.
say we are
Thank you
very
so much. And I like the word lucky. I really do like the word lucky because I've been so lucky and fortunate along my journey that I had people that gave a damn, that
yeah.
I had people that loved me, maybe in a more than love, it was grace, that loved me even maybe when I didn't deserve it. Loved me maybe when I drifted off, and they've held me accountable to living my best life and celebrating those things, just like I was able to be that there for you. And
Mm.
so I like to say I'm just modeling the excellence of so many great people that I think we're lucky to have in our world. And I'm
Yes.
honored that I can be one too.
Absolutely, you're wanted and you're awesome. You know, I
Thank you
can
very
go on,
much.
but I'll stop. All right. Now, I wanted to know, do you think are there any misconceptions about coaching that people may have, and that's why they don't take coaching? And anything that you like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, nice question. Misconceptions. Well, I would say I remember I thought I'd be like weird or something if I got a coach. I'd be like just like people would think of me differently. And I have compassion for that. I remember for literally years I denied my mom. Like I remember from like 16, mom would be like, "You should get a coach, get a coach." I'm like, "Go, mom, go away. Like, go to your coaching thing somewhere else." And I was in that denial state. And I think it was because I didn't really see I couldn't connect with life becoming better. Like I just thought it is what it is. And I appreciate that part of me that was in that state. And from now working with so many different individuals and seeing their lives change, I know that life being it is what it is a key determining factor of that is how we show up for it and our choice in that. And we have a choice to create life on our terms. It's just whether we go about it and actually do it. And having a coach in our corner to live life more on our terms, or even that 1% better, is so important. Because once again, we can't do it on our own. It's just like having a personal trainer at the gym for life. And it's such a phenomenal thing. And um, yeah, that awkwardness of yeah, maybe thinking I would be weird, or maybe just owning the fact that life wasn't going that well for me at the time. Life was tough. it's a big thing to say, yeah, this is how it is. And so if you're in that spot and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to look weird, or maybe I don't want to face life right now, which a lot of us are doing. Even me some days. I'm afraid of facing the things I've got to face. It's a whole lot better when you have someone in your corner encouraging you along the way.
Mm,
Maybe seeing the things you aren't seeing, giving perspectives that are high quality perspectives that have been passed down through so many different teachings and learnings that if we didn't have that, we keep staying on the same pattern, seeing the world in that dark and gloomy way. And
mm,
things can be different. Things can be different. And yeah, one of the biggest misconceptions I see people have is that they're stuck in the way life is. And that's so not true. I think his name's Nick Varuk. He's got no arms and no legs. He
yes.
goes on a stage every day and he inspires people to be connected more with themselves and more connected with God. And I
Mm,
think that's a beautiful thing. And he, so many people sitting in a bed right now lacking in life, thinking they're lacking in life, noticing all the things they don't have. This man doesn't even have arms and legs, and
mm,
he's showing up to support us, showing up to inspire greatness. And so, yeah, if you're in that spot where you're thinking, I don't think it can get anything better than this,
mm.
connect with the greatest good and see what it offers you.
Wow.
Just have a go, see where you go.
Mm. Beautiful, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, we could be sitting on the fence, but if you just go out the other side, you would see that there are so many beautiful things. It's tough, it's dark, it's not easy, but we make it easy. We make it happen because you said yes. Awesome. I
Yeah,
love that. We're almost towards the end, Harry. And I would love you to share with our listeners one of your personal message that you would love them to know and remember. It could be any books, any resources, your website, how they can get in touch with you, what are the different ways they can get in touch with you, and what are the things that you offer. I'm sure our listeners will benefit from it.
I love that. One last message I'd love to say is good on you for being here. If you're listening to my voice right now, it shows you are committed to yourself, you're committed to your learning, and you're committed to finding a deeper connection with you and those around you. So I want to acknowledge the time you spent today to get to this part of this beautiful podcast. Um, if you want to connect more with me and hang out and see that next level of you and be on the path to the greatest good, I'm going to recommend to go to my Facebook. It's Harry McGowan. I trust it'll be in the link somewhere here. You can also see my website. It's www.harryjmcgowan.com. And you can connect with my resources there. Most of all, I'm going to urge you to come check out what's coming up soon. It's being released over the next month, which is my fast for cancer. Because ultimately, whatever's going on in your world, we can always make a new step or a step closer to being healthier and to reduce our risk of cancer and donate some large amounts of money to people that are researching cancer every day and trying to make it no longer exist and harm and create suffering in our world. So come be a part of that to do some really awesome things. I'm looking forward to that a lot. And yeah, thank you so much for being here again. And I want to say how grateful I am to Rachna for having me and providing this wonderful space for me, asking me beautiful questions and also listening with such tender love and care and responding with so much love. I feel that, Rachna. And I've deeply enjoyed our time here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the different posts that you put out for more people and so much more. So thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Yes. Woohoo! We did it, Harry. It is awesome, incredible. And we can dance without music. Woohoo!
I love it.
Thank you, my daily life hero. It was absolutely awesome to have you on this show. And I'm sure there are so many of us and many of our listeners would thank you what you shared because everything was a golden nugget. I always, something that deeply resonates with me, I say, oh, it was a golden nugget moment. I think this entire episode was a golden nugget. And I am truly deeply grateful to you what you shared with us because sometimes it's not easy. So thank you for sharing your space with me. And I hope it is going to be a rocking year for you and a rocking absolutely life where you're going to enjoy, heal your heart. People are able to heal their heart, and we just love our presence with ourselves. So thank you for inspiring and have a beautiful life ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rose. I wish you the same, and thank you for being you and having the wonderful heart that you have. Because just from seeing you in person, seeing you on videos, seeing your TikToks, you always bring so much love and care to the world. And it's an honor to share a space with someone like you. You bring so much light and joy. You're amazing.
Thank you. We are amazing. Woohoo! More power to us. You
Oh
always
yeah.
best. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with others because there is so much love in this space. And Harry cannot share till wait to share all his love with all of us. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye, Harry.
Bye everyone.